Okay, welcome back everybody to Coffee Close Up because we're coloring and art in the morning. hmm So, if you are just joining us, we are working in the Pop Manga coloring book by Camilla De Rico. And yeah, this is the page we're working on. This is part two. We've already done like an ombre looking star thing. And I'm going to do the background. Hopefully, I'm going to do her first and we'll do the background last. But I want to do a dark blue ombre the same way I did the stars here from dark to light. I want to do the blue going from dark to light around her face like that. I just felt like it today, Carla. Somebody asked why I'm doing the background first. I just felt like it. So, yeah. So that's what we're going to do. All right, so I think next we're going to do her eyes. And I do have a little test paper over here because it is kind of hard to tell on some of the blues and greens just by the little, in the tray, what color they are. And so I want to be able to test them out over here to see what colors we're using. So let's just see here. I'm just gonna come over here on the side and do a little, test to see that. See, that's kind of a blue that I want. Oh, here's a good example of pilling. I just got this real wet like that. See how, look, see how see that? That's pilling right there. Somebody, asked, what do you mean pilling? When you wet and wet and wet your paper, see the fibers coming up? That's pilling. Doesn't matter on this. This is my test paper. But if you do that in your color book, you know, that would be bad news, as Paula would say. Okay, because I want some real true blue, but I also want like a lighter blue here. Let's see here. That's going to be too green. It's going to be too much green. That's too turquoise. I don't want turquoise. I really want this purpley blue color. So let's see what other blue we might pick. Let's see if that's like one shade different. Nope, that's more that color. It's real hard with blues. Which one did I pick? I'm going to mix them up there. Yeah, I want that one. And let's see what other blue, what else do we have here? Is that the one I just had? I think that's the one I just had. Okay, maybe these two. Let's test. Lagoon and deep blue. Okay, because one's a little bit blue and one's a little bit purple, which is what I'm wanting. Yeah, there we go. Those two colors. Like that. Hey, Angie Bell. I think I'm going to go with that purple and that blue. And then, yeah, Inktense doesn't really have a light blue that I can see unless it goes into a tealy color. And I don't want to do that, so I'm going to have to rely on water to make it real light. Okay. All right, we're going to go with these two. And I think I'm going to go with, let me separate which one is which. Is that Lagoon and this is deep blue? Which one is which? Lagoon, I think, is the purple one. Okay, so Lagoon is the purpley one. Deep blue, I think that's right. See, that's just so different when it's not wet. Okay, so deep blue is the color I want for the background. It's called deep blue. That's the color I'm going to ombre out in the background. But I want to start with a dark, kind of purpley blue. This is called Lagoon for her eyes. Yeah, so that's what we're going to start with. So let me just kind of get my Kleenex over here to keep my brush clean. All right, so we're going to start, and we're going to go with the Lagoon, because her eyes are going to be dark blue. Now in the pupils, and I don't think I have my black in here because I think I took the black out to use for another project. I'm going to have to find my black. That's going to be tricky because I don't know where it is. I might have to just use for the pupil here, guys, I'm just going to use a Prismacolor pencil because I don't know where my black Inktense is. because I took it out for something else. So, because for the pupil, it's just going to be a solid black in there. Sorry guys, I know I bumped the camera. Okay, so in the, let me sharpen. In the darkest part of the pupil, I'm just going to use a black Prismacolor, which will not move with water. Okay. I don't know where my black ink tints is, but that's her darkest part of the pupil. And maybe I'll do her eyelash, because this isn't going to move. I'm going to go ahead and do her eyelashes too with the dark black. Might add a couple extra eyelashes there, just because I want to. Has her Tweedledee, yes I do. Tweedledum shirt on. I know, right? Oh my goodness. Okay, so now I want the lagoon, is the purpley blue. Okay, and I'm going to start the very top of the eye and a little bit of around the pupil, just a little bit. And if I need to, I'll go in there with a white pen to get the highlights. If I lose a highlight or something, I'll go back in there with a white gel pen or my white Posca pen to get the highlights. So I'm not really worried about that. Okay. So I'm just going to put a little bit right down there, and I'll probably put some white under there after a while. Now I'm going to take the lagoon, the deep blue, and shade, add that color to the dark blue. I'm going to start pulling down. Okay, see? All right, now very carefully and keeping my brush as dry as possible. All right, first I'm going to get just a little bit of that dark blue right along the edge there, which I'll probably go back with a white right along the edge too. I'm just going to get a little blue down there. And now very carefully I'm going to pull down and wipe. See how much that came off? Because otherwise it's going to you're going to lose all that highlight down there where you're trying to pull the blue into a white or into very, very light. You got to do this very, very lightly. You see that? If you add too much water, you're going to lose that fading effect, especially in these eyes, right? So I keep wiping off so it keeps it very, very dry. Okay, and again, if it starts getting too wet, you want to dry it because otherwise you're going to get pilling. We don't want pilling in the eyes. No eye pilling. No eye pilling, people. See how much I'm wiping off though? To keep it very gently. A little bit more blend right there. Okay. Yeah, there's a couple girls that call each other cashew, macadamia, because they're everybody's a bunch of wing nuts. So they're naming themselves specific nuts. I think that's what they're doing. Okay, so now let me dry that. All right, it needs just a tiny bit of a smaller highlight right there. I mean, I'm going to go back in with the Posca, but I want the highlights to be the same there. So I'm just going to go back in there just the touch. Okay, let me dry it again because I touched it with the water brush. We're in the nut house. Yeah. Okay, now just to show you, let me get my Posca. You can use a gel pen, whatever. I'm just going to use a Posca pen. It's the only Posca I own, the white one, fine point. And I'm just going to go in there and I'm going to add the white, nice bright highlight there, the main one. But I think I'm going to add another. Let's see, I'm going to put a little bit down here, just to really brighten it up. And I think I'm going to do a reflective highlight too. Maybe just, because you know, manga have all these highlights in their eyes. And they're all different. They have them different places. And, you know, I don't want to go too wild with it. But, you know, they do have a lot of different reflective light highlights in their eyes. Right? And then I think right down here, I want that to be a little too much carried away with the blue. So I'm going to go down there and kind of make her eyes just a little wider. So we're going to go with that for now. We might go back in there with something else, but anyway. Hubster Bud is asking you, oh, hi Hubster. I missed the question. Wonderful job on the eyes. Thanks, Hubster. There you go. It's just a little bit. Well, I'm going to take, you know what, instead of because I don't want a harsh white line like the highlights, I'm going to take my white, what do you call it, a Prismacolor, just to get a little bit of just a little extra white right under that pupil, that if I put it with the Posca, it would like be very harsh. But I think with just the little bit of highlight with the, see that? Can you tell that right there in the pupil? That little bit of gray, blue right there, or grayish white. It just gives it a little bit more glow. Okay, so I think that's good. He wants to know where the napkins. I know, it's funny, Gene. He came in. I think it was before you came in, Gene. He came in my room last night. He goes, "Where are the napkins? Are we out of napkins?" Because y'all know we do the napkin journal. People send me the decorative napkins, so he was being funny. All right, so that's what we got done so far. All right, let's go. Let's get into her face now. Again, I'm going to have to test out some colors here to see what, and probably need into the pink family. Here, let's see. Let's see what colors. I have to test. No, that's way purple. See, here's an example of, look, here's an example of how the color here is not necessarily the same. Look, this is why I have a test paper. Look at the difference here from that. Well, it does kind of look the same on camera, but it's much more dark on here than it is here. But I don't want a terracotta in her face. I want to keep it kind of pink and peachy. So I'm looking at my pencils here. Let's see if this is a pink enough. That might be too dark too. So I don't have a lot of, you know, there's not a lot of light colors. Again, okay, that will be good for her little blush. So we're going to go with, which color was it now? I think it was this one. I think it was carmine pink. Yeah, carmine pink we'll use for her blush. So that'll be a nice pinky cheek color. Now let me look at my colors here for skin. Let's see what this one, they're so orange. That's actually called an orange. Too orange. I don't have to blend. Let's see what color this one is. This one is yellow, and it's going to be too yellow. I might have to make my own, I might have to put a layer of white and then kind of blend my own face colors because they don't really have a peachy color. This is probably the closest. It's golden yellow. I don't want yellow. Sienna gold. That's too, see, it's also orange. I need something with a pinky peach. I might just have to use, let's see what that one is. Yeah, see, that's also yellow and orange. I might have to blend my own. Might have to blend my own. I'm not having a lot of choices for skin color, guys. Yeah. I mean, I almost have to go into a sienna for a tan color look, but there's no real pink. I have to go with these. All right, so this is what we're going to do. We are going to, and again, personally, if it was just me, I'd probably just use my Prismacolors, but I'm trying to use the Inktense for you guys. But I would probably, for me, I'd probably go in, and I still may do a little bit of shading with some Prismacolor. But I'm going to start, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the white, okay? This is so that I can have a little bit lighter color of skin. I'm going to go in here and I'm going to cover her whole face with white. And that's so that I have something to blend with, okay? So that when I put the other colors on her face, they'll move and blend. So I'm just going to cover her whole face, hopefully. Now I'm saying hopefully. I've not done skin. I've not done a face with, yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm going to make my own flesh color by putting down a coat of white. And I can't really tell how much I'm putting down. I'm probably putting down way more than I need. Okay, so I'm going to put down white. Now, very lightly, I'm going to go with the, let's make sure I got the right colors. I'm going to go with the pink. I'm going to go with carmine pink and cad yellow. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and start with a little bit of, I'm going to use the pink as like where I'm going to shade. I'm barely touching, guys, because I don't know how much this is going to, intensify. So I'm just going to put a little bit of pink on her cheeks, like right under her eyes. What coloring book is this? Yes, it is the manga coloring book, Pop Manga, Camilla de Oreco. Okay, that's what we're working in. Okay, so I'm just going to do a little bit of that. And then probably a little under her nose, her little lip. Manga have little tiny nose and, mostly not much lip. I'm going to probably do a little bit of shadow. I'm going to use the pink for like right under her hair. She's going to have orange hair. That was a plan anyway. We'll see here. So I'm just going to do a little bit of pink here and there, like right along the edges of her face. Okay. I'm going to see how it works because again, I coated it with white. Now I'm going to take the yellow and go right over the top of the pink, and hopefully we're going to make us a peach color. Except for her cheeks, I really do want it to be pinker on her cheeks. So we'll see how this blends out. Okay, we'll start with this. We're going to start with this. We can always add more. Let's just do a little test here. All right, so I'm going to start with her. I got my little Kleenex here to keep wiping back because it's going to get bright. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of, because remember there's white. We base coated it with white. So I'm just going to try to kind of mix the yellow and the pink. Kind of sort of make a peachy color. I think I'm going to need more pink. So, because it is kind of going toward the yellow side. And again, don't keep working it till it pills. No pill. So you can see it's got a little bit there. All right, so we got to start. We got to start. All right, let's go ahead and dry it. Now, if this was your Neo colors, or your other water brush pen, you could get your little porcelain tray and mix the color in the tray. But this is not going to color off onto a tray. The watercolor pencils or the ink tints pencils. It's not like a crayon. So, but I'm trying my best not to, I want to stick with this. All right, so I'm going to go back in here with a little bit more, because I want her little cheeks to be real peachy, right? And her little lips there. Okay, so I'm just going to go back over it again, another little layer, lightly around the face. Of course, their eyes and everything, they're really, it's going to be very white and light in here. Okay, anyway, I mean, I need just a peach, like the lightest kind of color that they have, and they don't have the right color for what I want to do, because y'all know I love my blending in my Prismacolor. So I'm just trying to stick with it here, just because I'm trying to use just my ink tints as much as possible. Let's just do a little on her nose there. It'll be very light. Okay, now I'm going to go back over it with a little bit of yellow, trying to make a kind of a peachy color. And then I think I'll also go right over it with the white and see how much that kind of affects it, right? So I'm going to take the white now, and maybe that'll help blend it in a little bit with the ink tints. This is the first time I've tried to do a face with ink tints. I just don't use them that much. Yeah, she does look kind of sweet, doesn't she, Lynn? And good morning, by the way. Okay, let me get my Kleenex here ready to... Okay. So you can kind of see the pink and the yellow almost separate, but we're going to roll with it, because I can't let this pill. If I keep getting it really saturated, even though I'm drying in between, the paper's going to start to break down, and we don't want that. So I think I'm going to leave it at that. It's just a little bit of pink up in here. Let me just add just a little bit of shadow right under here. A little bit of pink and a little bit of yellow. I'm just kind of blend that out a little bit like that. That's all I'm going to do. I'm going to leave it like that, guys. Because if I overwork it, it's going to look overworked. I'd rather have it too light than too dark on her sweet little face. Okay, there we go. All right, let me dry that. I'm recording, Jody. Yeah. She said, I'm glad you posted. You actually got an advertisement right at the moment. I know that happens. It's frustrating. I know. You know what's really bad is when you're talking to somebody, you're asking a question, and the streamer's getting ready to answer your question, and then it has an ad. Yeah, that it is a frustrating thing. All right, so I'm just going to kind of pink up her little cheeks just a little bit, just to get her a little bit more rosy cheeks. Oh, I hear my mailman. I think we might have more art cards. All right, let's kind of, there we go. There we go. I can see it starting to pill just a little bit there. Got to be careful. Got to watch that pill. Yeah, but here's the thing, guys. If you block the ads, well, I'm not going to say anything. I don't block the ads because I support the I support the YouTubers that get paid with it. So anyway, okay. Sorry, guys. I bumped the camera picking something up off the floor. All right, so there we go. I think there we go. All right. I'm going to leave it at that. Now, the little chick's heart, I want to be a pretty red. Let's see here. Again, I got my little test paper over here because there's a lot of reds. Let's see what, that's too maroon, I think. No, that's a little on the purple side. Let's go with a little bit more on the red side. I do have these actually swatched out somewhere. I couldn't find it this morning. I have these swatched out, but still, I still want to test each one when I get ready to use it. Okay, that's good. All right, so I'm just going to go in here with a little bit of red. Won't take much. I need another Kleenex. Okay, just a little tiny white highlight there. Of course, I can go back in there with the Posca if I want to get that highlight back. Turn off your blocker when I watch YouTube. Yay, thanks, Vicky. Vicky says she turns off the blocker when she watches YouTube. Okay, so there we go. Just a little bit in there. Okay, I need to pull just a little off the tip there and get a little bit more right in there. There we go. Like that. Yes, I turn it off for YouTube. It is easy. Click, click on it. Okay, thanks, Vicky. Jean. Thanks, Jean. All right. Now, I kind of want her to have a reddish orange hair. So I think I am going to stick with that same red, but then I want to get back into that sienna color that I had earlier. Is that it? Let's see. I think that's it. Yeah. So I think I'll go with that. This. That might be too much of a contrast. I'm not sure I'm liking that red. I think I'm going to pass on that red and go back with the darker orangey colors, an oranger red. So again, I'm just testing them out over here to see exactly what color that is. And then this one. Let's see. Okay, still not liking the red. I'm going to go more on the orange family. Okay, let's see what this one is. This is mid vermilion. Let's see what that. Yeah, now we're getting in there. Clean my brush. Yeah, there we go. More of a orangey red orange. So we're going to go with mid vermilion, and we're going to go with red oxide. I think we're going to go with those two. And then probably a little bit of an orange, one of the oranges that we used here. Let's see. What's the darkest? What's this one? I think I want the burnt orange. All right, let's put that with that and see. Yeah, okay, that's what we're going to go with. So we're going to go for her hair. We're going to go with red oxide, mid vermilion, and burnt orange. And again, it's kind of hard to tell from the pencil color. All right, so face feels pretty dry. So I'm going to start with the dark. Okay, you can start with however you want. Because I'm going to be blending out the pigment, so I can tell how much color I'm putting on. So I'm just going to start here. Again, you don't need be light. If you want light, kind of a lighter color, use it judiciously because it is going to spread, and it's also going to be very vibrant. So I'm just going to come in here and start with all where you see the little lines, the little shadows that are already there. That's also when you have a gray tone color book that's already got the shadows in. Use that to your advantage. Like the Bennett Klein book, he's got all the gray tones in there. Use that to your advantage, right? Okay, so I'm going to shade right around the little horn. I don't know what color I'm going to do that yet. It might be a dark blue. I'm trying to keep it in the orange, yellow, and blues. Do not go. This is different. Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, Jean. Okay, and then I think I'll put just a little bit, not right necessarily right up against his body, but I'm going to I want a little bit of shadow. I don't want to lose his little feet and all. I want to make sure we can always add it darker as we go. But right now I'm just going to try to keep it kind of light. Okay. And again, I don't use the ink tints very much because I love my Prismacolor, my Neo colors, and everything else. But I figured some people have asked me to use them, and they have them and want to use them. So we're using them. Okay. Yeah, Jean's talking about using the free ad blocker. Okay, so I'm just getting in there at the... Okay. Remember, when we get this wet, it's going to be moving city here. Might be just a little right along her face. So she's got a couple of wispy hairs coming along her face. And I may be adding way too much pigment. We'll see. We'll see, guys. Yeah, I know a lot of people. Exactly, Vicky. Vicky says she's enjoying me using the ink tints. It's, I try to use different things, even though I'm not proficient in it. We're all can learn it together here. I have them, and I've had the ink tints since before my Neo Color 2. My Neo Color 2s are my crayon of choice, right? If I have a water soluble media for either pencil or crayon, I like my Neo Color 2. But the ink tints pencils are ink, and there's a star behind there that I missed. I need to get in there with that. There's one of the stars is right behind her hair there. I've had these longer, right before I even knew about Neo Colors. And so I have them, and a lot of people have them and use them, and they're ink. So, if you get them completely wet and saturated and dry, it's supposed to be permanent. Again, always test your own papers, especially color books. Every color book paper is different. You can't really just rely on that. Okay, so now I gotta go back here and see which one of these I wanted to use next. Let me test this out. Where's my water brush? Here we go. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go with a little bit of the... Yeah, I'm gonna kind of go over it with the mid vermilion. So I'm just gonna kind of almost touch on the outer edges. I'm just gonna put a little bit of that. I'm not putting too much because I know this is gonna spread a lot. This is very saturated, so when I go to wet this, it's going to move a lot. And I want to make sure I keep some light areas, at least at the beginning, right? So I'm just adding a secondary kind of an orange color with the red color. And we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Because, I mean, right now that red looks very maroon. I hope y'all are enjoying this. I'm enjoying playing with it. All right, now before I add the oranger color, I'm going to go ahead and get this pulled in, right? Let's just see what happens. Wait for it, wait for it. Hey, Marie, anybody else? Hey, Judy Patootie, DeMonte, anybody else I missed? I'm sure there's a lot of y'all I missed. Thanks for, hey, Barb, thanks for being here. Barb, I mailed that little book out to you today. Carol TMT, Christy MV, well, I should say Hubstress, Debbie Boring, Denise, New Jersey. Who else is here? I said hi to Dodie. Dodie's new, guys, so make sure y'all welcome Dodie gal. This is her first time in the live stream. Gilly, I showed Gilly's cards earlier on part 1. Camilla, Indiana Liz. Who else have I missed? Kimmerby, I haven't seen you in a while. I think I said hi to Lindsay. I said hi to most of you guys already, but I'm just kind of Natalie, Organized Chaos, Anita, Turtle Moon. Yeah, thanks everybody for being here. All right, here we go. And I'm going to keep wiping off, guys, so that we don't get it oversaturated. Okay. I could probably, I can see where, I can almost probably put that orange right there. I think I will. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and take the, what is it, the burnt orange, what is it called? Yeah, the burnt orange. And I am going to go ahead and put it in the white area. And we'll see how this goes. Because it's looking really, really red. And I want it a little more on the orange side. So I'm going to go ahead and put the orange in there. Because I wanted the orange in the lightest spots here. We'll see how this works out. I have white acrylic paint. That's all I can say. I have white acrylic paint. And I'm not afraid to use it. I have white acrylic paint and I'm not afraid to use it. All right. Very lightly, because I want to have a nice highlight right there, right? Okay, let's see what we got here. Let's go ahead and start up here. All right. Again, I have a little bit of a kind of a little bit of a shadow under the little chick there. Okay. All right, let's see here. Again, if it feels like it's feels like it's pilling, you want to stop and dry. It's like stop, drop, and roll. Lots of wiping off. Okay. You can put another layer. We're just layering it, we'll layer it up. But you got to dry in between because you'll pill your paper. I know I say it a lot, but I don't want anybody emailing me. I ruined my page. It pilled. It pilled. I told you it would pill. All right, so we're just getting the base coat here. Letting the water do the work. Yeah, I know. I'm glad Dode made it in too. Anybody else watching the recording, just come over to Ustream. It's free to come over here and chat and watch. All you have to do is sign in with the username and your password, and whoops, I went off the edge there. And there you go. You're in like Flint. Is that how it goes? In like Flint? Just kind of going with the curls. Okay. Now I'm going to want a little bit more orange. So I'm going to dry it and then add a coat of orange, right? The burnt orange. All right, so here we go. Make sure it's really dry. Okay, hang on guys, my chat froze, my message is locked up. Hang on. These pages are taken up. Yeah, well, it's because I'm drying them in between. It's kind of like I said earlier, Vicki. It's probably about a 60 weight cardstock kind of. It's thicker than your normal, like just thin papers, right? But I can feel it a little bit of buckling, not a lot. Doesn't bother me though, but you can feel it a little bit. But by the time you get done with both sides, it just doesn't bother me. But be aware when you use water on any of your color books, if you're going to have, it's going to do something to it, okay? Okay. All right, so let's see. Where's my orange now? I want the, let me test over here. I think I want this brighter. No, that's too pinky color. I want the orange color. Where's this one? No, that's not it. Where's that orange I was using earlier? Did I put it back? I might have. That's cat orange. Yeah, we might go with a cat orange. Okay, because I want it really, I want the orange to pop. Okay, so now I'm going to go in here with a coat of cat orange over the whole area here where it's really light, because I want that orange to really be orangey. So I'm just going to put a coat of orange over the whole thing. We'll see what happens. See how the orange has made it already look more vibrant even without adding the water yet? Look at the difference between that and that, see? Yeah, it is a little thicker, this book is, Vicky, yeah. But remember, if you mess it up and you don't like the colors, you know, paint it out or test it though, because your paint may move. If you haven't got, if you put white acrylic paint over a if your ink tints is not completely dissolved and you put white paint on it, it might pick it up. So just be aware, you want the ink tints to be completely dissolved for it to be considered waterproof. Okay, so now I'm just going to go in here a little bit close to the little chickie there. And I'm just going to go over the whole thing with the orange just to make it a little bit more vibrant. Just wetting the whole, just putting a coat of orange over the whole thing. So I don't need to clean my brush because it's all the orange. I want a nice coat of orange over the whole hair. Here we go. Something like that. All right, now I can still see I want a little bit more of a burnt orange in there still. All right, let me dry this. Whoops, sorry guys. I'm going to try to dry it as much as I can. All right, so let's go back with the mid vermilion, I think. Let's see, I'm going to test it again to make sure I got the right one. Yeah, the mid vermilion. And what's the other one I wanted? Was it the burnt orange? Yeah, okay. So I'm going to go back in here with the mid vermilion. Oh, my messages aren't locking in. Hang on, guys. You froze? Okay, I'm working. Okay, yeah, it froze for a second. I don't know why, but okay. Yeah, refresh if you need to, guys. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to get in here with a little bit more dark. See? I want a little bit more shadow down here in the darkest part of the hair. So just spend a little bit more time here on the hair. Can pull down a few strands. Okay, good. Okay, good. I'll just darken it up in the shadows here. Lost some of that, you know, with the water. Thanks, guys. Yeah, it's fun. Just, you know, blending. And again, I'm not, you know, an expert on these ink tints, but I thought it'd be fun to use them. All right, let's get back to now. I think this is going to be the last wash. Okay, probably going to be the last wash because the paper's going to start breaking down if I'm not careful. Okay, so I'm going to be very careful with the blending on this last layer. See? Just be very gentle on that last layer of blending. Go around the edges here. Because it's going to start to break down. And again, you can do this with your Neo colors or any watercolor pencils. Or just plain watercolor. Okay, I'm liking that. I could even have a little bit more dark, but I'm afraid to add too much more water. Let me dry this. If you were using watercolor paper, would you be drying the paper? Probably not as much, Dodie, because a watercolor paper can take more abuse. It won't pill like, you know, like cardstock. But I do want just a little bit more, I want a little darker right up around here, around the little chick. So I'm going to add just this last little bit. And add a last little bit of color here. Could almost use one shade darker. What's this one again? Was this the first one I used? Yeah, okay, I'm going to go in here with just a little bit more of the red oxide, just to give it a little bit more shadow up in certain areas here. But I better stop after this. Just for you, do you ever say? No, I never sell my color book pages. I've copied a couple and done them and given them away. I don't sell them. Yeah, no. I don't sell them. I've gifted a couple, but no. This will just give me a couple extra little hairs. I think when I do them here on stream, it helps promote the color book too. You know, the artists that did them. So, to be an enabler. Alright, so I'm just adding a little bit more of the red oxide in here. Let's get a few more flicks of strands of hair. You got to be careful, make sure you dry in between, because you don't want to tear. I know I keep saying it, but yeah, I hope it does. I mean, I try to promote, you know, all the color books and the artists and the art books, and, you know, I love them all. I love promoting other artists. Just kind of doing a little bit of flicking. Okay, one last wash over. That should probably do it. All right. Then we'll do the background. And again, no reason why I did one before the other. I just, okay, I'm not wetting it a lot. I'm just pulling out those last little strands that we just did. Just gonna pull them around the face there. Take your time, you know. We sometimes hurry a little bit here, but you don't have to when you're doing it at home. I'm not squeezing any water out. I'm just letting what's wet on the brush pull the paint or the ink. Again, we're using ink tints by Derwent. No, I'm not being sponsored or anything. I just haven't used them in forever. So, just FYI. Okay, so I think we're better quit. We better quit. Let's try this. If I gave her any loose hairs, I'd have to go in there with, you know, a pasta pen or something. If you want the vibrant, like the individual hairs, even if you don't want them white, you still usually have to get them white and then go over them. We'll see after I don't want any hairs coming out here yet because I have to paint the background. So if I do have any little stray hairs, what you can do is you can take your Posca pen or white acrylic paint and do your few little flicks, dry the white paint, and then go over it with the color. Okay, now I don't know how well the ink tints will go over the white acrylic paint, but we can test that out. But you got to have your background done first. You don't want to try to be painting around white little hairs, right? No, I'm not going to put any glitter on her. Okay, so there we go. That's what that looks like so far. I think I do want to go ahead and just take my black Prismacolor pencil, though. Where'd I put it? It's all mixed in here. Here it is. And just do the little chick's eyes nice and black, just to give them a little bit more depth. Okay. And his little horn, I think I'll do the same as her. But I'm going to do the horns last because I want them to be blue as well, but they may get lost in the blue of the background. So I'm going to wait on those until I do the background, and then we'll see if we need a contrasting color or if it can go ahead and, yeah, after the background. Exactly, Terry. Let me take a sip of coffee. All right. So now I got to decide where's my blues again. Let's pick them back out of here. These are the two. So I wanted that, not, I wanted the darker blue one. Yeah, that's the one. I wanted the more purpley blue. All right, so here's what we're going to do. And we'll hope for the best. I think I'll take a picture right now because if I mess it up, then I won't have, I won't have a finish. That'll be it, right? So let me take a picture of it as is, okay? Let me just pull it down here because the camera's in the way of my taking a picture. In case we really mess it up, we have a picture of what it looked like before and after. Okay, Jean, knit away, girl, knit away. All right, let me sharpen this one. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with the Lagoon, which is like a purpley blue, kind of like a royal blue. And I'm going to go ahead and start putting a nice coat all the way around. And try not to get it too liney. You know, I want it kind of soft. I don't want lines in it. But I'm going to go real dark. I'm not pushing hard now. I'm not pushing hard. But I'm just going over and over it until I get a nice coat, right? Okay, and I'm going to kind of keep it probably about, you know, I don't know, what is that, about a ½ inch of really dark, and then I'll start feathering it out. And of course, a lot of that feathering will happen with the water, but I'm going to start with a nice darker blue. It's going to probably be almost black looking when I get it wet. Or very dark purple. Need to push hard with ink tints for sure. Yeah, exactly. Terry said there's no need to push hard with ink tints. Yeah, it flows right off the pencil. And I'm probably putting way more than I need to, but I want to ombre it out. And, you know, so I'm putting probably a little more than I need to because I've also got to go around all these stars as I pull it out. So I at least want to get up to the edge of those first layer here of stars, right? I want to get around that first layer, and then I'll just keep going lighter and softer. But I want to kind of keep it even though I had to go around that little chickadee there. So you can kind of see where I'm heading. It's going to be like an ombre. We'll see if we can make it work. Again, I'm not pushing down hard. I'm just going over and over it where I want it darker. So we can get this done in the next 20 minutes. So we're already at an hour for part 2. I don't really need to make a part 3. We'll just keep rolling here. So I'm trying to keep it soft though, not a lot of lines, because you know you don't have to fight blending in pencil lines. You want to keep it soft if you can. Let me just add a tiny bit of orange to this. Is that the no? Behind your hair is one of the little stars right there. Is the Tim Gunn, yes, is the Tim Gunn art. She knows how to make it work. Well, I try anyway. But you know what? What if it doesn't? It's like, you know, we're having fun hanging out. We're practicing. We're testing supplies we may not have used, you know, either at all or much. Can see what happens. I'm just kind of rolling my pencil. I'm not really doing circles, but kind of just, I'm kind of going like, this is how I'm kind of coloring, like kind of like that. Kind of like, see how it kind of makes it blend when you kind of roll it like that rather than, not that there's anything wrong with doing this, but if you do this, you're more likely to have lines. Where if you're kind of rolling it a little bit, you can kind of vary the pressure and it kind of just blends a little better. I'll probably want to put a piece of paper right here when I get down to this edge, so it doesn't get purple on the next page. Purpley blue, royal blue. Like I said, I'm probably adding way more ink tints than I need. But I really want this to work its way all the way to the edge. All the way out to the edge. So that's why I'm kind of making sure I have plenty. Because I want it to do a nice blend. I want to do a nice ombre blend. And it will be easier to do it with one fell swoop. You know, if I can. So I'm trying to kind of keep it even. Because I know as soon as the water hits this, it's going to be like, dang, that's a lot of purple or a lot of royal blue. You watch. I know that's going to happen. Okay, I know that's going to happen. All right, so let's just keep feathering out here. It's going to be dang. I like to scribble on a spare paper first. It gives more control over the strength of color. Yeah, we'll see. We've been testing everything here. Actually, those colors are looking pretty good right there. I have to do something with that. And I'm not used to using ink tints, guys. Again, I don't think I've ever done a face with ink tints ever. But I've had some people, they know I have them, and it's like, are you ever going to use your ink tints? So I thought this would be a good time. We're getting there. I know it's taking a little bit, but and you can see, look, it's wearing down, but look how much I've colored without sharpening. I mean, I sharpen it right at the beginning, and look, it doesn't even need sharpening yet to keep the softness here, Just to show you how far the pigment goes without, and I haven't even got this wet yet. Wait till I get this wet. You're going to go, dang! Oh my goodness. I'm just trying to keep it consistent all the way around her head here. Because I want to have enough to feather all the way out. Well, if anyone can blend them, well, we'll see, Marie. Never say, wait, let's wait and see what happens. We'll wait and see what happens. Because I've got to paint around all these stars while it's wet. And I want to try to make it blend, right? I want to ombre it. So we'll see what happens. But we can always, here's the worst, guys. The worst that could happen is I have to go over it with Prismacolor after it's dry. That's the worst. To get a blend or something with Prismacolors if this doesn't work. But I'm hoping it does. I mean, I'm really hoping it does. So we'll have a drum roll here in a second. Almost here. So you can imagine how many times I would have had to sharpen a Prismacolor to get all the way around her, like just this much, with just a regular, and I haven't even really done blending. It would take quite a bit of sharpening, a lot of color. But that's what's nice about Prismacolor too, is the softness. This is like using an ink stick. It's very soft, don't get me wrong. It's soft while we're doing it, but it's made to get wet and turn into ink. Well, it is ink, but not turn into ink, but get the ink wet. Reconstitute the ink, I guess you'd say. All right, let's just take a little look-see here. All right, I'm going to put a piece of paper towel behind it to soak up anything that you know, gets, because I'm going all the way to the edge. And it's probably going to wrinkle. Just saying. It's probably going to wrinkle. I don't care if it wrinkles, but some people do. I will try not to oversaturate it. You know, I'll keep it as lightly as I can. But I am going to get the whole page wet, right? So, just saying. All right, let's see. Let's go around here and see where else I'm at. A little bit more. Try to keep it as consistent as I can so I have enough to spread all the way to the edges. Again, I know I'm adding way more than I need, but I'm being overly generous with it because, like I said, I want to make sure it goes all the way to the edge. And I think I'll start right here because it ends right there. So I think what I'll do is I'll take and I'll put a piece of cardstock like right up against that. Try to keep it from, you know, going too far. I don't know. I might be able to not do that. And let me bend my spine here a little bit more. Okay. Get as flat as I can. All right. Are we ready? I think we'll start right here. All right. Let's make sure I got plenty of water. Are we ready? Are we ready? Wait for it. I don't know what's going to happen. Oh, I got to put some paper towel underneath it. Soak up any water that goes to the edge. Because I am going right off the edge, right? I'm going right off the edge with it. All right, here we go. All right, so I'm going to start right here at the edge of it. I'm not going to look at chat much, guys. I'm going to try to concentrate because I got to go around all these stars, right? And I want to try to make it as even as I can. Now, I don't know how that's going to work, but because I think it's going to make little watermark lines as I go. So I'm wondering, should I stop and then keep feathering it? I don't know. Because remember, I can't overwork it because it'll pill. If I keep trying to blend, it's going to pill the paper at some point. So I have to be kind of quick. But I don't want a harsh water edge. You know, I don't want a watermark. So I have to keep moving. But there's only so much rolling around of this paint we can do. We only can roll around in the paint so much before the paper's going to start pilling. But I think that's looking pretty good. What do y'all think? See, I got to be careful. And once I dry it, it's waterproof so that I have to add more if I want more. But I think that is going to... Like that? What do y'all think, guys? So it gets blendy enough to look like? Because I can see the paper starting to pill in a couple places. I don't want it to pill. No pill. No pilling, please. What do y'all think? Keep going? Yeah. All right, we're going to keep going. See, because I want it to completely fade out there. So it's just barely going off the edge. All right, we're going to keep rolling. Rolling. Oops, got some of that star. Got to try not to get on the stars too, right? It's tricky business here, people. Tricky business, as Paula would say. Might have to just be happy with it a little bit cloud-like, you know, a little bit not perfectly ombre. It's going to be ombre cloudy. I think that's probably as good as I'm going to be able to get it right there, guys. We can turn. I think only you can pull this off. Use your ink tints on your tray. Well, see, I don't think that the pencil's not going to color on a tray. I mean, I can pull it off like this. I mean, I can take some off. I mean, I can do that, but I'm adding too much because see, it's going to get too dark. I want it to keep feathering out. I'm just going to go with it, guys. I'm not unhappy with it. You know, I just got to be a little careful coloring around the stars. And just keep pulling it out here. And keep it wet without oversaturating it because it's starting to peel in areas. And I certainly don't want to go through the next page. Well, I got the paper towel under it, but you know, I don't want to ruin the back side. And you can do that easily if you get your paper too wet. It'll go through the other side. I don't know, that doesn't look too bad. Even if it's not exactly ombre, it's still the ink that's, you know, color fading out. So that's really good. We got to keep moving though. Not looking much at chat, guys. Keep it moving. Well, so it doesn't have, you know, the watermark where a wet part of the water touches the dry and it makes a watermark. Right? Keep moving. Keep moving. That was looking pretty good. Did I get off camera? Paper palettes work well for the full control. Keep going. Yeah. Not stopping now. It will color on the tray? Okay. All right. Let's see how much ink I still got more in here. All right. So Suzanne said you can color on the tray, on the porcelain tray. But I'm not stopping now. We're going, girls. We're going. Just keep blending out. See how that's kind of a little harsh right there, though? So, but the more you keep piling it on, the more chance you have of going right through the back. Well, that's all right. You know, I mean, it's got its moments. It's got a couple little areas here where, and I've gone over a couple stars. I'll just go back in there with, you know, some darker orange to kind of fill in where I might have gone over the stars a little. All right, guys, we're going to keep rolling here. Oops. Just keep blending out. I was going to try to finish this. This is, other than maybe, you know, fixing a couple of edges on the stars. Cloudy with a chance of ombre. Oh, I like that. Remember that one. I can't stop and write it down for the wingnut book right now. But I like that one, Terry. Cloudy with a chance of ombre. That needs to go in the wingnut book. I'm definitely getting some on the stars. This is kind of tricky because it's a fine balance between how much water you can add without it going through. This would be a good one, this ombre like this. This would be good if you copied it off on a watercolor paper. You could probably do it really nice. Not that this is terrible. I'm happy with it. I'm happy with it. Do you think it would have been easier if you did the background and covered the stars? Covered the stars? I don't think I could have, with the ink tints, Dodie, I don't think I could have got that vibrancy. I mean, it would have been a gray star. I don't think the ink tints yellow would cover the blue. Now, if I was using acrylic paint, you could do something like that. Somebody in chat said you could go over the stars and instead of having to paint around the stars, just paint them back on top. But I don't think that'll work with a watercolor. You know, if you've grayed out the stars with a purple or blue, the yellow is not going to cover it. You know what I mean, Vern? But yeah, that can work in some cases. That can work. Just keep trying to feather it out as best as I can. All right, let me come down here with the paper towel when I'm going off the edge. Get down here at the edge. I'm going to stop for a second. I'm getting a little sloppy around my stars. Not taking the time. I'm trying to rush through it now. I don't want to rush through it, but I think I can stop for a second down here at the edge. Because once it's blended out, like, you know, once you've saturated the ink tints, it's like it's not moving. It won't move anymore. Right? Okay, so I'm going to stop right there on that edge for a second. Rechat for a second. Take a breath. Heather says to use ink tints on photocopy paper. Cannot use water brush too wet. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's the point of the ink tints, is to get it wet, you know. I mean, that's why it's made it the way they did. Okay, sip of coffee. Doesn't look bad, guys. I'm happy with it. And again, me personally, I'd probably go in there with a Prismacolor and really blend it out, but I'm not. I'm going to leave it. But I'm going to have to fix some of those stars. I don't know if I can. I don't know if it'll lift. Let me clean my brush and see if any of that'll lift. A little. It's lifting a little. I might have to go in there and try to clean up some of the stars before I hit it with the heat gun. Because once I do that, it ain't going nowhere. It ain't going nowhere. It's not going to lift off once it's hit with the heat gun. And they're not too bad. Okay, so there we go. You can see the difference from that side to that side. What do y'all think? Was it worth the effort? Was it worth the effort to do this? I mean, it was a nice experiment. Don't know that I'll ink tints ombre every page in here, but I might ombre it with next time, maybe with just Prismacolor. Show y'all how to blend out a Prismacolor background like this. But again, this one I was trying to stick with the ink tints as much as possible, you know. Thanks, guys. Again, y'all take more time with it and do it, a little bit more uh, slower stages. I was trying to get it done in 2 hours, and I think we got pretty much done in 2 hours because we did take a little bit of time for the art cards at the beginning of part one. So I figured this is going to just be part two. So we're just going to keep on this till we finish this background. Okay, now we've got a bigger side over here, so it's not going to go quite as far. Okay, now I'm not looking at chat for a minute. It's a little tricky trying to ombre it. Like it? Okay, thanks, guys. We'll get the full-on look here in just a minute. Give me about 5 more minutes. I think we can finish it up. Just keeping the edge wet, flowing it out and keeping a wet edge without peeling your paper. That's the little bit of a tricky part because you want to keep making it flow. But if you keep doing like this over and over and over and over in one spot, it's going to, ruin your paper. So you just got to keep trying to keep a wet edge while you pull it out to the edge of the paper. Getting there. I'm holding my breath. Hubster used to kid me about. He says, "Why are you moaning when you're arting?" I said, "What do you mean?" And it's because I was holding my breath. So I don't do it as much as I used to. But I'd be sitting here doing this, and I'd be going, mm, mm, mm. And he'd go, "Why are you moaning?" And I was exhale. That's like a little bit of an exhale is what I was doing. I was holding my breath, and I'd go, and I'd be exhaling. And so I'm kind of holding my breath here, trying to just get this done. I want it to blend out as much as we can get it. So So I'm not moaning, people. I'm arting. Hi, Miko, by the way. Anybody else I might have missed? All right. Just keep on blending here. Anybody else I missed? Thanks for being here. I hear some mail. I wonder if I got some more art cards to show everybody for the swap. And the swap is closed, by the way, so we have our 50. We did have 2 people drop out, and then I had space for the 2 that asked me at the last minute. So we're still at 50. And I've probably got in, what have I shown? Probably 10, 11, 12, maybe 15 of them, maybe? Something like that. So I'm trying to show them as they come in, rather than just on Monday, because otherwise I'll be doing like 10, 15 at a time. And that's a lot to do at a time. So if I just show them as they come in, whenever I'm streaming, whenever I'm streaming, then I think we'll get them all seen. As long as, if they come in on like the 20th and I'm sending them out the 21st, then they probably won't be seen. So if y'all can get them in as soon as possible if you want them on recording. I'm not looking at chat for a second. Just blending out as much as I can. So fun you get your mail during the streams now. Yeah, I know. They didn't. My mail didn't used to come till almost like 4 o'clock. Now it comes like between 10 and 11. All right, let me move my paper towel back down there to the edge so I can go off the edge. So I'm sure it's out there. I think I've heard them go by, and then back down the street again. I can go check it if y'all want and see if we got any new cards as soon as I finish this. See, I have gone over some of the stars, but it doesn't look bad. It just almost looks like the stars are kind of feathering in a couple of places. It's not horrible. But you don't have to hurry like I am. Well, you do kind of have to hurry, I gotta say. You do kind of have to hurry if you want it to feather out without a harsh edge. But, all right, let's looky. Let's looky, Huntley. Okay, that looks pretty good. What do y'all think? I mean, there's a few places that's a little iffy, but okay, so I'm going to zoom. Oh, I knew the horns. What color do I want them? I don't really want them that blue because they'll get lost. What do y'all think? What color should the little horns be? I could almost just put a little bit of a blue wash over it, just so it almost kind of looks like the color they are now. Because I really wanted them blue. So I think I will just take a tiny bit of blue. I'm just going to put just a tiniest bit of color, just to kind of get them so they're not 100% white. We could even we could use a little bit of a white highlight with the Posca too if we need to. Right on the tips where it's kind of getting lost. I think I'll do that. I'll just take a white Prismacolor and just kind of, I could even go around the whole thing with white Prismacolor. I do that sometimes. It's a thing. A lot of people do it. I didn't invent it or anything. But, putting the white Prismacolor glow. Yeah, let's put a glow. And that will be something it's not intense, but, hey. All right, let me dry this now. We're done with that. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna add a touch of Prismacolor to it, make it stand out just a little. This has got to be 100% dry though before I try to get in here with Prismacolor, because it'll just, you know, it won't work on wet paper, obviously. Yeah, the little horns. Don't ask me why. I don't know. Seems to be popular these days to put horns and tree branches on Whimsy Girls. No, it's cute. It's cute. Okay, so let me go and sharpen my white Prismacolor, and let's see how well it goes over the ink tints. I don't even know. We're going to test it out here. And it does wrinkle the page. The page is a little wrinkled. See right there, you can see it's a little wrinkled, but I don't care. By the time I do the back side, the wrinkles will not be that noticeable when you do both sides of a page. All right, so let's see here. Let's see what we can do. How well. Yeah, see, the Prismacolor does not want to go over the ink tints that well. It goes over it a little bit, so I just was wondering if I want to put a little glow around. I don't know if it needs a glow. You know, I was just going to put a little, like a halo kind of thing around it. Almost we'll have to use the Posca for the horn highlights. Just to keep it light, you know, get that nice bright white on the edge there. But I kind of wanted a little bit of a halo around her, like, you know, a little bit of something, something. It's not working as well. It's not as bright as it would be if I was doing it on my, you know, Prismacolor. But I think I'll just see how that looks right there. What do y'all think? You like it? Again, some of my stars got a little wonky. I need to go in there and fix some of the stars. I don't know if I need the halo all the way around. Gives it a little something. I don't know. See, now I'm gonna want to go in there and start feathering, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to start feathering. I don't know if I like the white around. The white looks cool. Just wanted an excuse to use your Prismas. Yeah, Vicky. Yeah, because you just needed an excuse to use your Prisma. See, but it's not gonna be. I don't know. It's a little tricky right there because I don't want to lose my ombre. See, now I'm going to want to get in here and start doing this. See? I'm going to want to start really making that ombre pop. You see how you can fix that? I don't know. Maybe. Because it doesn't really work everywhere. It's not going over the ink tints that well. It's not like it goes over acrylic paint. You know? Yellow's great, but so does just the blue. Yeah. I think I'm liking just the blue. Where's my blue? Is that it again? Is that the deep blue? What color was it? I can't remember what the name was. Where's my pen? No, that's not this. It's the Lagoon. I need the Lagoon. Is that Lagoon? Yeah. All right, I'm going to go back over it, guys. I'm going to go back around and keep it dark blue. Okay. I just had a little bit more extra dark right around her head. Because, you know, we did kind of mute it out a little bit when we added the water. So we're going to just go back in here. I'm liking a nice dark blue, I think. Alright, so I hope y'all enjoyed this. I did. Let's go all the way around her head here. Okay, so I've got it nice and dark again. Now I'm going to have to kind of quickly. You once mentioned twinkling H2Os. Yeah, I haven't used them in a long time. Elizabeth, yeah, I know. I do have twinkling H2Os. If you don't know what they are, let me see if I can put my hand on them. In one of these drawers, hang on. Where are they? Where are you, little twinkles? Here you are. Yeah, here's my twinkling H2Os. I don't have the lids on them because they mold. If there's water in it and you put the lids on them, they mold. I just don't put the lids back on. It's like watercolor. You can reconstitute it. I don't know if I want any. Do I want any twinkling H2Os on this? All right, let me first go back. Let me get a Kleenex again. Let me first go back in here right along her head where I added the dark blue. And I want to keep it. I don't want to keep pulling too far, because then I'll have to go back in there and ombre the whole thing again. So I want to kind of keep it real close to her head here and just, know what I mean, Vern? Should I add, you want me to add some twinkling H2Os on the stars? We could probably do that. I mean, I don't really want to add stickles. Here's the reason I don't want to add stickles. Because I'm not tearing this page out. I'm going to leave it in the book. And if I add stickles on a page that's not coming out of the book, it will make it like on the back side when I try to color pencil, it will have just that little bit of texture. It'll give it just enough texture that when you do the back side page, if it was just a one-sided color book, I wouldn't mind adding stickles because I wouldn't be coloring on the back side. But when I'm coloring on the back side, if there's stickles here and I'm coloring here, it's going to pick up that bump. It'll pick up that stickles, that even that tiny bit of glitter. It will still make a difference if you go to try to blend color pencil. So that's why I don't use stickles in a book unless it's a one-sided page or I'm going to cut it out, because it can leave a texture that you'll be fighting against when you do the back side of the page. So this little bit of extra blue is just making it a little bit extra vibrant. But I don't want to lose my blend out either. So keep cleaning my brush so there's less pigment as I work my way out. Right? All right. So there we go. All right. Did somebody say they wanted stickles? Twinkling H2Os. I think that's pretty good. I mean, it has its messy spots. I'm admitting I got a little fast on some areas, but you get the idea. And it's my color book. I'm the boss of it. All right, so let's see here. Now I got to decide which maybe of these 2 or 3. Let me add a little bit of water because I don't have no idea. I don't remember what colors are what in these things. So I got these 3 that are the yellowy colors, right? So let me just squirt a little water in each one and do a little test. Okay, so let me just put a little water in each one. While that's sitting there and reconstituting for a second, I'll go out and check my mail, guys. And I do need to take a quick break, if you know what I mean, Vern. So I'll be right back, guys. Give me about a minute, even though we're still recording. And we're into almost 2 hours now. But let me take a quick break. And, yeah, if you're watching the recording, just fast forward. Just fast forward. we got Happy Mail. I won't show you for a second. I'll show you in a minute. I got another color book in. Hang on, we'll show it in a minute. But I also got a set of cards in. Who's it from? It's airmail, so it doesn't have their name on the outside. Let's see who's this is. And then after I do the stars, we'll show the mail. Who's it from? Postage donation. Let's see, there's got to be a letter in here. It's from, I think, Carol Carol TNT. I'm pretty sure it's Carol TNT. Carol TMT. I think these are yours. From Australia. She can tell, she's here, so let her tell me if these are hers. Carol, are these yours? I'll show them in a second. Is this yours, Carol? Yeah. Yeah. I think it's Carol Carol. Is that you, Carol? Are these yours? Because we have so many Carols, sometimes I get y'all mixed up. Is this Carol Australia, Carol TMT? That's you, right? No, you had a bitch. Okay, so Mick Carroll then is Mick Carroll. Yeah, I'll show them in a second, okay? Because I get my Carols mixed up. Yeah, Carol TMT's in Canada. Okay. When I see airmail, I think Mick Carroll. Yeah, Carol MC. I think it's Mick Carroll, right, Jean? If she's not here, I'll show these on the next stream then. Because Australia, they're 12 hours ahead. She's asleep. So let's say y'all want me to... Oh, I'll show them now. And I'll show them again. I'll show hers again too. Okay, let's go ahead and test this out real quick. Let me see which star color. That's a nice bright yellow. Where's my... Let's see which yellow I want to use here. That one is kind of not very vibrant. And then this one's more gold. I almost want the gold on there. The darkest one. I think we're going to go with the darkest one. All right. Yeah. All right, let me put a little bit more water. Because I want to keep it light. Because I don't really want to paint it over. I just want the glow. Mick Carroll. Yeah, thanks, guys. Yeah, I know. I get them confused. I'll show y'all and then we'll show it again next time. Hey, Sarah O. All right, so what I want to do is I just want to take a little bit of the... I've got a little pool of water in there, so I just want to shine these up. Now let me see if I can tell, or I may not be able to tell till it's dry. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and go over each one because I want it kind of translucent, right? I don't want to paint it a color. I just want to give it a shimmer. And again, I don't want to use stickles because stickles will give it a texture when I go to work on the back side, right? So we just want to give it a shimmer. I should have made this a third part, but we got on a roll, so it'll just be a little longer. Hopefully I won't have any problems uploading it or downloading it because it's a little longer. It's a little bit right there. So I'm just going to go over every star real quick and dry it, and we'll see if we can see a shimmer. Again, guys, I haven't used these in forever. Really have not used them. Just go all the way around. So get right there. Then we'll back out and look at the whole thing. And the new color book. I'm not sure who sent it to me. I gotta add a little bit more water. I'm thinking it's probably Kelly, but I don't know. It didn't have a name. It's from the book depository. So a few people have sent me stuff from the book depository, so I can't say. And I did not see any kind of like gift card on there. And she'll probably go, you shouldn't have said it was from me. Well, I don't know if it's from Kelly. I don't know. It's from the book depository. It could be from a couple different people that know I like this particular thing that I'm getting ready to show you. Wait for it, wait for it. Oh, okay, Sarah, good. Thanks for being here. Yeah, if I miss seeing you're in chat. It's not that I don't try to acknowledge everybody, but I was really concentrating on this blue. Okay, I got a little bit of a, where's my Kleenex? Got a little too much water on that one. Got to add a little bit more to the little twinkling H2O pot here. I guess they still make these guys. Do they still make twinkling H2Os? I bought like 3 sets of them back in the I bought them at Archivers, so I know exactly when and why I bought them years ago. Of course, you know, we lost all the Archivers. I mean, they're still online, but it's not the same as going there. You know what I mean, Vern. All right. We try not to get it too wet, but at the same time, make it sparkly a little bit. Give it a little shimmer. I want to show McCarroll's cards. It's hard to catch, you know, the girls that are in Australia because they're 12 hours ahead. They sometimes make it to mine because I'm so early. But, so I get every one. Am I still in? Oh, gone all the way around yet? No, I guess I haven't got these down here. I don't know that you're going to be able to tell, really, guys. We'll see. I don't know if it's going to really be a shimmer. We'll see. All right, let me go ahead and dry it, and then we'll kind of back out, and we'll see if we can see a shimmer. Terry found it on Amazon. Yes, Luminart Twinkling Shimmering Watercolor. I don't know if they changed the name from Twinkling H2Os to just Luminart Twinkling Shimmering Watercolors. Are they still called Twinkling H2Os? Okay, I can see a little bit. I can see a little bit of shimmer. Rita Stella, yeah, Rita Stella would probably work too. I don't have any of those, so, but that would probably kind of be the same thing, right? I like using my stickles on color book pages, but if I have to color on the other, you know, when you flip it over, you're going to get that texture. Even if it's a slight texture, you're still going to get a little bit of a texture from the glitter. And again, it won't matter if it's a one-sided color book because you're not having to, you know, fight the texture. Yeah, I can see a little bit of a shimmer. I'm just trying to, there's a little extra water. I'm just kind of sopping it up a little with my finger. They shimmer more after dry. Thanks, Carla. Yeah, I can see that. They are shimmering more after they dry. I can see where I got out of lines on the stars. I can see the shimmer on the outside of the stars. Okay, I think it's pretty dry. All right, I'm going to back out a little. The camera's really low, but I did zoom in a couple of clicks, so let me zoom back out a couple clicks and re-autofocus. Hang on, where's my little Sherry card? Where are you? Where are you, Sherry card? Well, here it is. So I can refocus. Okay, so there we go, guys. And kind of, the camera's a little crooked. Hang on, guys. Uncrooked the camera there a little. There we go. So let's see if we can see the shimmer. See if I can capture it in the light. There you go. You can see the little. Let me just move it slowly. Slowly shimmer. I don't know if that's going to show up, guys. It's very, very subtle. It's so, all right, right there. You can see it just a tiny bit. It's very, very subtle shimmer on the stars. And you can see I got a little sloppy going around the stars. I mean, you know, it is what it is. We could do some splattering. That would take the edge off. Take the bad edge off if we did some splattering. But I'm going to leave it. I'm going to just be happy with it as it is. I really like her eyes turned out well. And again, that was the first time I tried to do any kind of blending with, there's no flesh tone. There's no flesh tone in ink tints, in this set anyway. So I had to make my own with white, pink, and a yellow. But I think she turned out pretty good. Thanks. Yeah. So there we go. Now let me real quickly move this out of the way because we're coming up on over 2 hours already. All right, let me get that black cardstock. Where's that piece of black cardstock? Hang on, so I can do the card on it. Where is it? It's under here somewhere. Uh-oh, I just knocked over my pencil shavings. Hang on, guys. Let me get it off the color book anyway. I don't want it sticking to the twinkling H2O. All right. Hang on, guys. Let me just get the bulk of it. I will be vacuuming after the show. I do my little pencil shavings in this little bowl, and it just tumped right over. Okay, here it is. Here's my black cardstock. All right. So we'll just do a little vacuuming after the show. All righty. All right, move these pencils out of the way. All right. All right, now let's show McCarroll's cards. And like I said, I'll show them again. Maybe she'll be here my next stream, next show. Wingnut book, cloud. Oh yeah, okay. Let me write that down. Cloudy with a chance of ombre. Yeah, we said that earlier, and I told Terry Trouble to remind me because I couldn't stop because I was ombreing. Cloudy with a chance of ombre. That goes in the Wingnut book. Okay, so here are the cards. Ooh, it looks like it might be a Bennett Klein. I'm thinking it might be a Bennett Klein. I colored enough of it to recognize, not this same one, but I mean the pages in the book. Okay, let's see here. There's a cat. Let's see, that looks like that might go that way. It's got a green border all the way around. That helps. And it's a little flashed out, guys. I'll pull it up to the camera here, which is crooked, by the way. There we go. All right, because it is a little flashed out since I backed out and didn't refocus the lighting here. Two cats there. I'm thinking it's a Bennett Klein. I could be wrong. Is this a Bennett Klein? It looks kind of like his style, but I'm not real familiar with this piece. But it's awesome. Very awesome, McCarroll. And I'll show it again next time. Oh, hang on. I'm trying to pick it up. Pick it up on the black paper here. There we go. Very lovely. That's a lot of work. Okay. And again, guys, it's a little, let me try to fix the lighting. See how bright it is? It's kind of a little flashed out. There we go. Might be a little better. Okay. I know. Isn't that cool, guys? Some awesome work. Good job, McCarroll. Again, she's in Australia, so I'll put hers in the pile to show again. I won't check her off the list, so we'll know to show hers again. Okay, and there's our envelope. Okay, that there. Okay, and oh, the color. Okay, so somebody sent me this from the book depository. So I don't know. It doesn't have a name, so it's just gifted. And they always send a cool bookmark. They always send a cool bookmark with their order. So, bam! The new Jasmine Beckett Griffith Halloween, which just came out. So thank you, whoever gifted this to me. There's no name on the thing. There's no name on the, and it comes from the book depository, so their name's not on the outside of the box, and it's not on the receipt either. So yeah, let's take a little peruse. Again, it's a little, well, there you go. Yeah. So if y'all know, I've got the, I have her other one, and I've colored, I think five different girls out of the other one. Let's see if I put my hand right on it. I probably can't, but let me try. Let me see, 1 second. Because I had it pulled out. I had it pulled out the other day. And now, 1 second, guys, I'm looking. Is that it? Nope. Well, I just had it out. There it is. I was going to say, I just had the book out. So I'll show you the ones I colored in this one, and then we'll look real quick into this one. Then we got to go. I think Noodle streams in about 45 minutes. So in this one, her other book, I'll show you the pages I've already colored. Colored the Pirate Girl. And there are streams for all but one. Bones. I don't have a stream on Bones. I don't have a stream on her. But all the rest of them I have a stream on. So let's just flip real quickly. Is this one? Hey, Queenie Paints. And then there's this one, which we added stickles. And again, I can add stickles to it because I don't have to color on the back. Because I can feel the stickles through that. And if I had to color on this side, I'd be fighting a bumpy stickles. But one-sided pages, you can. So you can see how stickles makes it really cool. Okay, and then I think there's one more. Is that it? Maybe there's only those 5. But I really like my mermaid. She turned out pretty good. I gotta say so myself. I really like her. So, that being said, this is the one somebody gifted to me. It's all Halloween. It's going to be dark. So, you know, not everybody likes Halloween. But, so it's going to be ghouls, goblins, you know, vampires, Day of the Dead stuff. So, yeah. It's the way... I mean, her girls are, you know, kind of dark anyway, right? Joyce isn't streaming? What's wrong with her today? Oh my gosh. I like the mermaid. Yeah, I like the mermaid too, Terry. And then these are like cards so that you can cut them out. And I know she's a you know, she's a painter, and I've seen her work. But when I go to do pages by her, I haven't like really studied her stuff, so it's the colors and stuff that she uses are not familiar to me. Although let's see on the back, yeah. So she usually has a little bits of her girls, and these are really extra pale They're not all that pale like in the other one. But I try not to copy. I try not to, I mean, not that there's anything wrong with that. If you want to color it just like her, I don't mean that. But I try to make it, you know, different. I try to make the colors not what she did, because I'm sure there's paintings for all of these. You know, she probably has a painting for, if at least, you know, I don't know if she has one for everyone, but she probably has a lot of paintings for these. And so I don't want to try to copy her colors, right? I want to try to make them my own. So this is the Halloween book. It looks so fun. So yeah, there's a little postcard thing from the book depository. So yeah, that's her Halloween book. Okay, the mermaid, let's see. Do another project. She's taking a me day. Okay, so there's nothing wrong with her. Okay. Okay. So we'll have to do one closer to Halloween. So I'm going to go ahead and stop this video because we're already over 2 hours. Do y'all want me to do, I know y'all probably going to say, yeah, I want you to do some more something. Okay, hang on. Oh, Kelly just messaged me. She was watching. She says it's not from her. She goes, it's not from me, but it's way cool. So whoever gifted me, if you want to tell me, I mean, here or in message, I would like to know. Thank you very much. Whoever gifted the Jasmine Beckett. I am in their Facebook group. So anytime I color something in her books, I do post it in the Facebook group. So, you know, sometimes look what other people have done and try to do the opposite colors. Yeah, there you go, Queenie. So, all right, let me go ahead and save this video, guys, and I'll be right back with you. I also got a text message from my daughter here, so hang on just a second. So thanks, guys, for being here, and I hope y'all enjoyed. Let me hold the piece back up again. In the manga, Pop Manga book that we did here. So that was in this book. There you go. It's got a little bit of shimmer from the Twinkling H2. It's just not showing up very much on camera, but it was fun doing it. I really enjoyed it. I had that, you know, in mind to do the ombre, so it turned out pretty good. All right, guys, so thanks again for being here.